the Third Reich faction. That's the Imperium's going to turn to the Third Reich now. But
he posted a picture on Twitter with Sean Dean. He's got his castle. It says "Justice" on it. And then somebody says Hook is some fucking girl says on Twitter, Hook is what? Stokely, I hate your ball ass so much. And then Big Stoke on Twitter goes, wow, Hook will pay for his crimes. It was confirmed that there was a forearm fracture which required a cast. I am distraught. I rolled dice with my left hand, so I'm please don't make me sue this company, Tony Khan. Please, you know that a portrait of your father that's hanging in your office? Well, once I own this company, I'm replacing it with a big-ass photo of James Brown. Yep. Every time you see the Godfather of Soul sweating in drug-fueled rage at the Apollo, you're gonna think of me. Sounds pretty miserable, bro. Do the right thing. Punish this little bastard Hook and write me a fat check. By the way, here's a photo of me with my best friend Al Sharpton. It means absolutely nothing, by the way. Blushing face. But somebody tweeted, he tweeted, Hook is a piece of shit, and then somebody tweeted this. Some woman, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jack. Oh wait, I dated a 5'8" guy who taunt every jacked. 6'3" bro he met until they pulled their first back to beat him up. Whereupon my ex would go, hey, come on. I'm a little guy. I'm just a little guy. No, it's just also my birthday. I'm a birthday boy. It somehow always worked. And then Stokely just quote tweets it. F you. Tony Brown, but who the f***'s in the background? It's Hook. It's fucking Hook. And then he's getting twerked on by some fucking broad. My t-shirt money is now in the ass crack of some fucking stripper. So thanks, Hook. But I don't. But Jesus Christ, this is the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen.
Clip it.
Oh,
but
actually,
hey, it worked out in the long run.
I hope that I actually do hope they make another season actually, because I would love to see the American Dragon on Total Bellas start memeing on John Laurinaitis. You have live footage of John Laurinaitis in his living room calling somebody in his underwear saying, "Hey, bud, you fired."
What did Max Caster say about me?
Like I'm embarrassed the fact that I'm hosting a post show for this crap.
I'm proud of you, Carl. I love this.
We did our Valentine's Day post of Hooked on You, but it was mainly for Jamie Hayter and only Jamie Hayter.
It's not right. It's not right. It's fucking trying to build an account and we get this bullshit on the account. Great. But
also follow a simp account.
Okay. Okay, but here's the thing, because those people, this is networking.
We actually follow.
You got
it was a business decision.
It's a business. It's a business. You have to follow these people. This is like following. If you want a stan account, you got to follow the other stans. And when you get big, you get rid of them. You get rid of them after that. It's over with.
I open up our Instagram and the first thing I see is Pro Wrestling Simp, and I'm like, what is this?
I don't look at that. I don't look at that stuff. It's a business decision because that guy promotes us, and then when we don't need him anymore, we toss him aside. That's what happens.
Yeah, well, we got go so fucking slap it on a t-shirt and continue to use the move forehead.
Unprettier. This guy just say fucking forehead.
What?
This guy say forehead.
Yes, I did.
You think I fucking wouldn't catch that? You think nobody on this program would catch that? But I did. For weird.
You almost didn't.
For weird.
Let's be honest. You almost didn't.
Weird champ. Weird champ. This is what we resort to here.
All right. Next up.
Unbelievable. Five head.
Next up, we have.
Why people happy? Pagu. Weird champ. Weird. Forehead.
Oh god.
Franker faces.
Oh.
Wowie. Why people sad? What else?
Look at how red my face is.
What else we got? Let me go on Twitch right quick. Okay.
Why?
Why do people happy? KW, LOLW, XQCL.
All right. The Acclaim promo now. We were backstage.
Okay.
They're just like, yo, it's not gonna be a triple. It's not gonna be a
Yo,
normal.
dude, we're gonna do a fatal four-way poggers, bro. Thanks for the fucking
God,
bits.
Fuck, damn it! Jump off a roof.
Well, they just lost Gunther, so I don't know how that is gonna survive. But what's it called?
Nice.
But
But,
the Third Reich faction. That's the Imperium's gonna turn to the Third Reich now.
God. It's gonna be Monday, guys, in about a few minutes. You know what that means. It's time for that post show of AEW All Out. And before we get into the meat and potatoes, if you are still an Orange Cassidy hater, if you still slander this man, go, and I say this with all seriousness and all kindness, go fuck yourself. So hard. Oh my God. Orange Cassidy showed up today. He did amazing. But we will get to that when we get to that, probably in about like 2 hours from now, because God, there's a lot to talk about for this show. There is so much. Are you ready? Are you ready to start?
So yeah, basically, this was excellent. This was an excellent show. It felt like all the entire roster had something to prove tonight, and I actually really felt like this was going to be the case, that we were going to get this great of a show tonight, because a lot of the Punk shit overshadowed this show, and people were like, oh my God, wait, yeah, there's a show. And I'll tell you something right now. I'm glad it was overshadowed and stuff like that, because it made it that much better.
Oh yeah.
That they're gonna be just fine. But fucking, this was an excellent show tonight, and I mean, what an effort from everybody. There was not a single bad match on this show.
Yeah, no, there wasn't even a cooldown.
Yeah, main card was expertly paced. Everything, the match order was set up very, very well, and yeah, just excellent stuff. They always really hit on their pay-per-views, and this was another great effort.
Oh, I found out what one of the I said in the group chat. So one of the chants that happened during that 8-man was "Oh Cry Me a River." I think that was when the guy caught the gum. That was up until that point.
Yeah.
Fucking
Anyway,
Christ.
This was an unbelievable show. Really enjoyed it. So basically, just getting into the card here. Quickly, we had our pre-show battle royal for the charity. A lot of names in it. Hangman Adam Page was the last name that entered, so that could tell you everything you need to know. Hangman, his reaction was actually pretty favorable.
Well, besides that one girl in the front row,
there was some boos. But there was mostly cheers. There was cowboy shit chants, but Hangman Page ended up winning the battle royal, and which is good, because I mean, pre-show battle royal. I mean, obviously Hangman doesn't really have anything to do right now, but that's gonna change. They announced that we're gonna be hearing from him on Dynamite, so he's definitely gonna re-enter a feud after he's been doing just on the back burner for a little bit. But yeah, Hangman Page wins the battle royal. Then we had the women's 6-man tag between Diamante, Mercedes Martinez, and Athena versus Hikaru Shida, Sky Blue, and Willow Nightingale. Pretty good match. Nothing really here to talk about that big, but Shida's team won. Sky Blue hit Diamante with the code blue. Next up, we had the AEW Trios Championship match between the Acclaimed and Jay Lethal, Satnam Singh, and Jeff Jarrett. It was a cool little entrance, even though it was very, very much gimmicked infringement on Smart Mark Sterling's part. And Sanjay, he introduced.
It was similar to the Elite Squad from That show in North
Well,
Carolina.
no, but I know, but I'm saying it's literally the same. It was the same shit as the Varsity Athletes entrance. They even used the same music.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they use the same music, the same entrance. Sanjay said the same shit as Sterling. Fucking digress Jones. But yeah, so they had he introduced everybody. Dennis Rodman was out there with the Acclaimed.
Rodzilla.
Pretty good match. It ended where, well, at the start, Billy Gunn kicked Mike Posey out and introduced Aubrey Edwards as the new referee because of Karen Jarrett and their history. The finish factored in where Karen got pushed out of the ring by Aubrey. She was throwing a fit. Dennis Rodman got in the ring, took Jeff Jarrett's guitar and smashed Satnam Singh over the head with it. And
that thing exploded.
Yeah, Billy Gunn tagged in Caster and Bowens. They hit the Arrival and the mic drop, and the Acclaimed retained. Pretty cool, pretty fun. Pre-show. Not really much of anything of importance, but pretty good pre-show.
And how's it going, Ryan? Sorry I didn't see your matches in here. I now have both chat windows popped out for Twitch and YouTube. So how's it going, man? I'm not gonna be looking at chat too much because we have a lot to talk about. Also, I have to go to bed soon because I have work tomorrow. My last day at Splish Splash. So yeah, we kicked off the show tonight with the Ring of Honor tag team titles being on the line with Better Than You, Baby, going up against the Dark Order's John Silver and Alex Reynolds. This was a stupidly fun match.
Yeah, this was very, very good. I really enjoyed this match. I mean, it was the best way to open up the show, to open it hot.
Yeah,
because obviously the hottest act in the company is MJF and Adam Cole. But the match started off. MJF was in there with Reynolds, and there was a point where him and Silver collided, and MJF hurt his neck. And I thought this was brilliant because this is going to amount into so much different shit. It's not even funny. So number one, you have Adam Cole out there checking on MJF and how he has a hurt neck. So number one, that means Adam Cole cares more about MJF's neck health than Roderick Strong's neck health. So that's gonna come into play. But also, the first thing I realized is that since he has a bad neck now and he could sell that neck for a couple months, what are Adam Cole's finishing moves? Target. The Panama Sunrise.
Yep.
Targets the neck, and the boom. It's a knee strike to the back of the neck. To the back of the neck, back of the head, back of the neck. Also that Ushigoroshi, that suplexing Ushigoroshi where he drops you on your head, that's his old finish. Every one of his signature finishing moves targets the neck. So this is brilliant. I actually caught that. I caught that before I caught the Roderick Strong neck health thing. I caught I don't know why, but I caught that way before the neck health stuff, which was funny. But I'm like, wow. The first thing I thought it was Bryce Remsburg, and he posted a picture of himself in a neck brace after he took the Panama Sunrise at All In. So yeah, that I don't know. That's pretty cool. I like how they're doing that. They could use that.
They could.
And yeah.
Oh my ache. Now MJF is gonna have a neck brace. He's gonna have a neck brace.
He probably is gonna have a neck brace.
This motherfucker.
This guy is probably gonna walk around with he's probably a Burberry neck brace, to be honest.
It will be. It will be. How is this gonna affect fucking
LeBron's legacy?
No. No, Arthur Ashe.
Well,
this is gonna be fucking amazing.
Well, he hasn't announced fucking title match, so I don't think he's gonna be off it. But anyway, MJF he leaves, so Adam Cole is on his own to fight Silver and Reynolds. Also, Reynolds hit MJF in the back of the head with a chair. The Dark Order was full on heel in this match, even Evil Uno on the outside. But yeah, they take MJF away. Adam Cole starts getting beat down by Uno on the outside. They kept beating him down in the ring.
basically Adam Cole was just taking the task here until MJF stormed back out. He stormed back out against doctors and refs' orders, and he gets in there. He gets the hot tag. He
Does the
runs
kangaroo
amok.
kick?
He finally does he does the kangaroo kick, which is the fact that the fucking kangaroo kick and the double clothesline are the two most over moves
People
in
were
wrestling
chanting
right
for
now. Is a
single
fucking sick-
clothesline when
Yeah, they were
MJF
chanting
was there.
Well, no, they would chant for single clothesline when Adam Cole was alone.
Yeah, it was like.
Yeah, and
God.
then John Silver ended up hitting the single clothesline. They all didn't like it, but yeah, this was unbelievable. And then near the finish, we had MJF come back to Adam Cole to hit the kangaroo kick. Then they hit the double clothesline on Alex Reynolds to retain the Ring of Honor Tag Team Championships. This was fantastic.
But that's not the best part about this.
Really, really good opener. But the best part about this was that MJF on the
Walking up
outside. Well, before that, on the outside, he's landing. He's like, Cole, it's really bad, dude. And he sounds like Hulk Hogan when fucking Hulk Hogan took the tombstone pile driver from
really
the
bad.
Undertaker.
Oh, you got me, brother.
His head didn't even hit the fucking mat, and he's laying in the back saying, "Call my wife and kids."
You got me, brother.
You got me bad. So yeah, he was acting like a fucking idiot.
So what happens next? MJF is walking up, doing the Cody walk, by the way. And then Samoa Joe's music hits. You're like, okay. But what the fuck does Samoa Joe do? Call back to Brooklyn with NXT TakeOver, shoves MJF.
So if you didn't know, there's a big famous gif of back when Samoa Joe was the NXT champion at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn. I think that's the one where he wrestled Nakamura.
Yes.
But so they had New York indie guys play security. So Joe was coming out. Funnily enough, he wasn't the only one there. They were in the back, but I think they were out of camera frame. They had Bear Bronson and Max Caster were two of them as well. But they had MJF in the back. They had VSK as well. But MJF let him out of the room. They started walking, and Joe pushed MJF against the wall.
Yeah, because MJF was going to get ahead of him.
And that was the last time MJF and Samoa Joe ever interacted until tonight. So MJF's walking up. Joe pushes MJF. MJF is looking at him. Adam Cole looks like he just saw a fucking ghost, and he already knows what the fuck's about to happen. So he's like, "Oh shit!" He's looking at MJF. He's like, "Max, do not do it. Don't do it." MJF storms the ring. He starts beating up Joe. They start getting to a fight. There's a pull apart.
Joe Adam locks him in a neck lock too. He starts.
Yeah, he's like CM Punk. Adam Cole. He's trying to fucking pull MJF off of Joe. The big security out there. They're trying to get MJF out of there. Complete fucking chaos in the ring. This was fantastic. So they get MJF out of the ring. And then that starts the match with Shane Taylor. But before we get onto that match, sign me the fuck up for MJF versus Samoa Joe.
See, then MJF made a tweet earlier. I posted it in our group chat, and it read, "I'm not the kid you shoved in Brooklyn, motherfucker. Game on."
Yeah, so
promos.
Yeah, so I can't wait for the promos. And this is gonna be a thing where I feel it'll be like Darby a little bit. So what happens is like Darby was feuding both with Swerve and Christian.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it'll combine. But I think MJF will feud with Joe and continue to feud with Roddy and the Kingdom. But Adam Cole will still mainly feud with the Kingdom, and Roddy Strong, because Adam Cole's not getting another title shot for a little bit.
Well,
and
I think
so they're gonna need opponents for MJF, and Joe is that guy right now.
What happens is Joe enters the tournament, and then Joe wins the tournament.
Well, first off, I do want to say this. That would make sense because they could actually get to a final where it's Joe and Roddy. Because the reason why Roddy's in a neck brace is because of Samoa Joe. back at Collision when they wrestled in the Owen.
So yeah,
So,
there's that.
that could loop around. But yeah, this ended. So looks like we're gonna be getting MJF and Samoa Joe in a program, which I'm very excited about because I didn't even think of the possibility of these two. It's funny because a lot of things were opened up with this new fucking daylight on Collision. A lot of shit has been opened up. And especially, I didn't even think of this. In my entire life, I never really thought of this. But now we have the possibility of Jay White and Bryan Danielson. And it's something that I love, that I want, but I just never really thought about it. Um, but yeah, that's definitely on the horizon. And I would love to see a Bullet Club Gold fucking a Blackpool Combat Club feud. That would be unbelievable. But anyway, we had Shane Taylor come out, and we have Shane Taylor versus Samoa Joe here for the Ring of Honor Television Championship. And pretty good match from Shane Taylor. Minimal build for this match besides the stuff on Ring of Honor. But Shane Taylor had a great showing here. It was a big hoss fight match. Two big guys going at each other here. Shane got a lot of his shit in on Joe. Joe sold for him. But at the end, Joe tapped out Shane Taylor with the Coquina clutch, and a very, very good match.
Indeed, like this match was. It was one of two big men slapping meat matches. It was like was so.
We're gonna get to the big men slapping meat match.
Like tonight was a fantastic night. I can't get over that enough. This probably this show had a lot of match of the year contenders.
Oh,
this show had a lot, especially toward like the latter half.
Well, Matt, I'd say match of the show.
No,
but,
I think some have match of the year contenders.
Listen, I love this show, but there was no no Osprey Omega on this show, right?
Yeah. Listen. I'm giving my flowers to matches that I feel. Or at least
I agree. Every match on here was excellent, but no, I'm just saying that there was no Osprey Omega on here.
Well,
there wasn't. That was the match of the year twice. I don't think that's being top still, unless they do it again. They're the only two that can fucking top that.
True, very true.
And anyway, next up we had Darby Allin versus Luchasaurus for the AEW TNT title. And we had Darby come out with Nick Wayne, Luchasaurus came out with Christian. And this was a fucking shellacking. Darby Allin was, this guy, Darby never
Adam
complained.
Cole's up first on the media scrum. Yep.
Okay. Darby Allin never complains, number one. And number two, when he does, that's when you know, all right, this guy is actually fucking hurting. And it makes sense. He fucking jumped off the top rope back first into a fucking
steel casket. And also, I was talking about this in the event that I was hosting for this show in our Discord. I had mentioned that Darby has never gigged in his entire AEW career. He has never gigged.
Don't know that.
It's only been Hardway.
We don't know that.
Every single ounce of blood he has dropped has required staples, and that has been shown. On his Twitter account, he has shown every time he has bled, he has shown staples in his head.
I don't know, because he bleeds so damn much.
It's because it's always been the back of his head. It's never been the front of his head.
No, he's bled the front of his head. He definitely has. I remember the Samoa Joe matches. He was doing that shit.
That was Hardway because he got thrown in right. He hit that corner post at the right spot.
Yeah, I don't keep track of fucking when.
I pay attention to those because I pay attention to his Twitter for it because he posts whenever he gets stitches or staples, and
we'll see. What's it called? Hold on. Oh, I thought something happened. Oh, somebody posted. Somebody had a sign that said Tony Khan just cured cancer, and he spelled Khan wrong.
Well, yeah, that was in the group chat.
Oh, what? Oh, I didn't look at the group chat all night.
Ah.
To be honest, I just when I had to fucking get correspondence from our man inside.
I posted a Sopranos meme in
Oh shit,
the group chat as well that you might like.
I probably will.
It's a tweet actually from like it involves that episode where it was Chrissy and Paulie in the
Pine
woods.
Barrens.
Yep, that was a good episode. I love that episode.
That's
But
I forgot is the best episode.
which episode?
Pine Barrens.
Oh yeah, because it was another key point in the stories. But
But anyway, yeah.
I
So Darby
digress.
got Darby got fucking beat the shit out of in this match. He was thrown into the barricade. He was thrown into the steel steps. His head was fucking pushed into the steel steps. Uh, fucking this guy he did a swanton off the top rope to the outside.
missed
going around his tail.
Luchasaurus completely.
Nah, he hit his shoulder.
But still, it was a lot worse
yeah,
than what
he
it could
could-
be.
Yeah, he hit his shoulder, so he had to fall over on his own. But yeah, Darby ended up getting Luchasaurus on a really near fall when he did the code red off the top rope to Luchasaurus. There's a great spot where Nick Wayne and Christian were getting into it on the outside, and Darby just ran at fucking Christian Cage with his missile launch fucking tope, and then with Darby, he there was a great spot where Darby was about to hit the coffin drop on Luchasaurus, but Christian threatened to give Nick Wayne a concerto, and Nick Wayne was down on the ground. He couldn't see Darby. Darby was looking at Nick Wayne, looking at Luchasaurus. He didn't know what to do, but he chose to give Luchasaurus the coffin drop, which ended up getting reversed anyway.
Mm-hmm.
But he's gonna give Luchasaurus the coffin drop instead of helping Nick Wayne. Nick didn't see it, so Nick still helped him after the match.
Nick's gonna
But that's
see it.
but that's something that that's gonna be followed up upon. That wasn't on.
Fucking
that wasn't a
Father of the
mistake.
Year is gonna show him. Watch.
Yeah, that wasn't a mistake at all. So yeah. But anyway, after that, Luchasaurus threw Darby into the corner, hit the clothesline to the back of the head, and finally put Darby out to pasture. I thought this was a very good fucking type of match, like not a squash match, but
Yeah.
a match where the babyface doesn't really get that much of an advantage.
Then after the match, Christian was gonna hit the concerto on Darby as Luchasaurus was holding Nick Wayne, and then the quote
It's
unquote
basically
jobber locker room cleared out.
Not all the jobbers,
Quote
but
unquote.
yeah. So the locker room cleared out to run off Christian. And yeah, it was very good.
Once again, Christian yanked the title out of someone's hands, so Luchasaurus could not hold it. God damn it. The day Luchasaurus holds that title is going to be amazing.
Yeah, so this was very good. Next up, we had we'll get into it, but we had Powerhouse Hobbs versus the Redeemer Miro in a grudge match here. And let me tell you something, this match over delivered. This was so good. What a great power match, great horse fight. And they had the crowd, and
Yeah.
basically the crowd made this match 10 times more fun than it had any right to be. So obviously there's the meme in the wrestling community that Big E created with the big meaty men slapping meat soundbite, and that's what this match was: two big meaty men slapping meat, and the crowd took a hold of that, and the crowd started chanting for meat every time they hit each other. They said they were chanting meat. They were chanting, "This is meaty, meat forever." Fucking
Beat that meat.
beat that meat. There was tap that meat. There was also meat forever. Meat forever was fucking great. And it got so good. It got so loud and so boisterous that the whole crowd was in on it. That Miro and Hobbs, credit to them, they didn't try to shut it down. They completely played into it.
Oh yeah.
Miro even gave Hobbs, Sheamus's 10 beats of the Bowdrin, and then they would go meat, meat, meat. That was fucking great. Then they kept going into each other, and then the meat chants. It was phenomenal. This crowd was.
Yeah, the crowd saved this match by like a tenfold of it being.
Well, I don't know. I
just
would
like
say
your-
saved.
Well, no, see, they saved it from being a cool down match in general before.
Well, I don't think it was. I don't think it was
going
going to
into
be.
it.
No, I don't think it was going to be a cool down because this match was the way it was structured. The match was already great anyway. The match was excellent.
I'm not saying it was going to be a terrible match. I'm saying it was going to be the cool down before like the amazing like latter half of the card that we had.
Yeah, I don't know because I mean I don't. Putting Miro in a cool down. I don't know.
Because this had barely it had what like a week to build it.
This was one of the most built matches on the card. They've been feuding for. They started. Hobbs attacked Miro like a month and a half ago.
I
Plus they even
I have not been able to watch Rampage and Collision a lot.
Yeah, it was just Collision.
Okay.
But yeah, so they've been feuding for months. They just finally had their match. But yeah, this was real good. But yeah, there was a great spot where Hobbs ended up hitting the spine buster on Miro for a great near fall. And then Miro went back and hit Hobbs with the spine buster, then put him in the game over. Hobbs powered out of it. And then the crowd was just molten by this point, doing all this shit. It was fucking great. And then Hobbs eventually went down to Miro and the Machka kick, and he tapped to Miro's game over. After the match, Miro thanked the crowd.
They did the Dawson, you son of a bitch, handshake.
Yeah, Predator. And after that, like he looked back again just to make sure, but Miro's like, all right, cool. And he walked up, but Hobbs attacked him from behind. Hobbs was beaten down on Miro. He had a chokehold on him. But all of a sudden, we hear some music that we haven't heard before, and then all the Titantron says is hot and flexible. And if you didn't know who the fuck that was, I don't know what to tell you, because immediately as I saw that, I'm like, oh my fucking god. So here comes CJ Perry, Miro's hot and flexible wife. She comes down. She comes. Well, yeah, she threw her heels off. She couldn't run in them. She grabs a chair. She slides into the ring. She hits Miro in the back. Not Miro. She hits Hobbs in the back with the fucking the chair. Miro then hits Hobbs with the chair in the back and then in the face. And then all of a sudden he sees her. Miro sees his hot and flexible wife. He hasn't gone home to her, but she has come to him. And he looks at her. He drops the chair. He fucking can't believe what he's seeing.
You're not real.
He looks like in disbelief. He's ready for him to embrace her, but he walks away to much the chagrin of CJ here, and he starts screaming at her, "You're not real. You're not real." And he just couldn't believe what he was seeing. He thinks his god is playing tricks on him. This was fucking incredible. This was incredible. I was no fan of bringing CJ into the company a while ago if they weren't going to use her directly with Miro, because I don't think she should be wrestling.
That's what we were all booking, really.
I don't think she should be wrestling. I don't think she should be fucking having women's matches. I think she should be only with Miro. Oh my god.
What?
Holy shit.
You gotta come on.
So New Japan tweeted out a credit to Orange Cassidy in his title reign. And they go, Rocky Romero goes, incredible match to end an incredible title run. Take a rest, champ, and please come to New Japan in Dallas, Texas, and we'll give you another dream match. And New Japan retweeted it with the eyes emoji. And it's a picture of Toru Yano.
God damn it!
We're gonna get Yano and Orange Cassidy at New Japan in Dallas. That is fucking great.
Hey,
Can't wait for that.
yes, cool match, but give me the other fucking dream match, you motherfuckers.
If you want that on AEW? I mean, you could take this. Anyway, we have but Miro is yelling at his wife, saying that she's not fucking real.
Do you know all the memes were like, "Yo, why is Bobby Lashley's wife on AEW?"
I mean, they paid reference to that too because you got fucking Powerhouse Hobbs standing there, so I'm like, it's probably gonna be Bobby Lashley part 2. But
God, the cuck storyline was so fucking evil.
yeah,
It was so evil.
But anyway, after this match, we had the TBS title match between Chris Statlander and Ruby Soho.
This was a very good match too.
Ruby was able to come out to her Destination Unknown Ruby Soho theme again. Since it was a singles match, and
also Rancid is from Chicago.
Yeah, so Statlander, she came out. She had a Zoolander type of fucking thing going on. But yeah, this was a very good match. I really enjoyed this. This was a very solid match from these two women. Great stuff. Great near falls. I mean, there was a great near fall when Ruby hit the no future off the top rope to Chris Statlander. I thought that she could have had it there, but that was a great spot. Saraya was on the outside trying to help Ruby, but the finish came from all of a sudden Saraya's on the apron trying to fucking distract Stephon Smith. But all of a sudden, Tony Storm comes out from under the ring. She got barely any clothes on. She got fucking a robe on. Because earlier Ruby took the spray paint from the other corner with intentions to spray Chris Statlander on it. Fucking Saraya is on the apron. Tony comes out. She grabs the spray paint from Ruby Soho. She grabs it out of her hand. Ruby's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" She grabs it, she sprays it, and she's looking at the spray like she's like, "Oh my god, look at the spray." This woman is out of her fucking mind. She's gone crazy. They said on Collision she was throwing her shoes at fucking birds in the parking lot. So this Tony Storm is
well, she's married to fucking Juice. So.
Oh, that's another one. He's a fucking wacko. But Tony Storm
it's fucking rubbing off on her.
Yeah, so Tony Storm has completely fallen off the wagon. And she cost her stablemate the championship here. Chris Statlander hit the Sunday Night Fever on Ruby to retain. And Saraya's running up the fucking ramp to see what the fuck happened. She's trying to get an answer out of Tony Storm. Yeah, this is I cannot wait because fucking aloof, out of her mind, Tony Storm has been so great. Just to see her, I just want to see. I hope they do like vignettes of her. I just want to see.
Khan's got that bottle that he drank during Brawl Out.
Oh boy! But anyway, I want. Holy shit, Don Callis. Don Callis has a fucking new shirt up on on AEW shop that's $110.
You're fucking lying.
And it's just a regular ass shirt. Yeah. It's his face and a wolf.
I saw that shirt earlier. I was like, oh, okay, cool. That looks kind of nice. 110?
That's like MJF. That's like MJF putting his cameo at $500.
This thing better be made out of fucking God's tears.
But anyway,
it's not.
But anyway,
it's probably also like a limited time thing. Oh, Christian, this motherfucker.
What?
He sits down and goes, "How's everyone's father doing today?"
Oh boy. But anyway, I really hope they do vignettes of Tony Storm, like just bring her to like a fucking park, and she's dressed the way she is, and she's fucking
chasing pigeons.
She's just fucking chasing birds. She's trying to fucking bark at dogs. That she's rolling down a hill somewhere. She's playing
the potential to do the craziest shit ever for the New York show. Have her in Times Square going fucking ape shit.
Yeah, she's pretending she's Marilyn Monroe. And she's like, why isn't anyone not taking pictures? She is gonna. They need to do this? Could be like the female version of Broken Matt Hardy.
Oh my god!
This really could be like the new age Broken Matt Hardy with Tony Storm.
They have they have potential to do gold here. Yeah,
I mean, I'm very very excited for Tony's run. And this is going to be the most over she's ever gotten because this character work has been unbelievable by her.
Oh yeah. But after this,
we had the match that was made yesterday. We had the strap match between Ricky Starks and Bryan Danielson, which was another match that was fucking damn near fucking. Well, I will say this. This was the greatest strap match I have ever seen. I am not a fan of the strap match stipulation. I have seen a lot of good strap matches, but this was the greatest strap match I've ever seen. Early on the pre-show, Bryan Danielson cut a promo about the strap match, and he says, the last time I was in a strap match, I was in there with somebody I loved, and we beat the shit out of each other. If you don't remember, the last time Bryan Danielson was in a strap match was at the Royal Rumble against The Fiend, Bray Wyatt. So that was a very, very nice little thing. Little callback to Bray there. But yeah, Bryan Danielson comes out to Ricky the Dragon Steamboat was on commentary for this match also. But Bryan Danielson again comes out to the final countdown. I guess they still had money over from Punk.
I found this is from when Forbidden Door was out. For several hundreds of thousands of dollars, you could play the final countdown 20 times a year. That doesn't work for us. On June 21st, 2023, it was reported that Primary Wave Music has acquired a portion of Joey Tempett's music catalog that would include the final countdown. So, probably like several hundreds of thousands now. It probably got lowered.
Yeah.
Anyway. It was only for a couple $100,000. Oh, but yeah, Tony
he can use it.
Yeah, Tony can use it. Now that Punk's gone, fucking use that whenever you want, Tony. Shit.
Well, depends on what contract Edge is getting if he comes in. Anyway, though, we had Ricky Starks versus Bryan Danielson with Ricky the Dragon Steamboat on commentary. And first, before the match got started, Ricky attacked Bryan before Ricky was able to put the strap on him. Immediately, Bryan was busted open here. And let me tell you something. Once they put the strap on, it was game on. I mean, Bryan was already bleeding from before the fucking bell rang.
With how this match went, do we think Bryan is like 99% cleared?
Oh yeah,
because this match was like really tensive on him.
Yeah. So first off, like Ricky, and this was annoying. There's nothing here felt like it was toned down.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, it felt like it was fucking toned up, but because Ricky ended up hitting Bryan with the belt buckle of the strap, and then that's what busted him open. Ricky had
it was Ricky's weight belt, not the strap.
Yeah. The belt buckle, the weight belt, which he definitely got that fucking weight belt from Cody. But anyway, the match got started, and holy shit, these two did not fucking spare expense. Bryan was whipping this kid like a fucking government mule. This guy was getting the shit beaten out of him. It sounded like gunshots on Ricky Starks' body. He was whipping him in the back. He was whipping him in the front. He accidentally whipped him in the mouth. I'm like, oh my Lord, have mercy.
Now, which match would have been better though? Him and Punk or him and Bryan?
Are you fucking crazy? This is 10 times better than Punk. And Punk can't do the shit Bryan can.
This is very true.
And I'm so glad this happened because this was 10 times better than Punk. And it's not because I don't like Punk. It's just that Bryan. Bryan doesn't give a fuck when it comes to this stuff. And Bryan's one of the greatest wrestlers ever of our generation. Maybe he's the best wrestler of our generation. And CM Punk isn't. So that's it.
But God, like this match though.
This was fucking nuts.
God.
Anyway, but yeah,
They
so
really gave Ricky his flowers tonight
Ricky,
too,
yeah,
even though he lost.
Ricky ended up getting busted open. Brian was whipping him like a fucking asshole. I mean, he was kicking the shit out of him, like with literally the kicks. Big Bill got involved. He started beating down Brian Danielson, but then Ricky the Dragon Steamboat came off commentary and punched out um Big Bill, and then Brian hit a tope to Big Bill, or a crossbody to Big Bill and Ricky Starks. With but this, I mean, after that, they got back in the ring. Obviously, they were still beating the fucking tar out of each other.
Yeah.
Brian ended up winning with the label lock. They were actually before that. There was a great spot where Brian was about to hit the Busaiku knee, but Ricky hit the spear. And I'm like, wow,
thought
that was a great
it.
spot.
I thought that was
Yeah.
it.
After that, Brian hit the Busaiku knee and put him in the label lock. Didn't work, but then wrapped the strap around him and choked Ricky out with the strap. Ricky did not tap out. He went out to Brian Danielson and with the foreign object. And yeah, so they protected Ricky on the way out, but Brian Danielson defeats Ricky Starks in the strap match to with the honor of Ricky the Dragon Steamboat right there. I thought this was fucking fantastic.
Then also Brian traumatized a kid in the front row.
Yeah.
He went up to him like, look, blood. Like, cool. Thanks, man. But God, this match. I'm so happy this match happened though. I loved it. It felt so great. This was one of my quote unquote match of the year contenders, because this really it had a week it had a day build, 24 hours, and they built the shit out of this in 24 hours.
Yeah, this I mean, I have like 4 contenders for like match of the night between this, the main event, Omega and Takeshita, and well, 5 I guess, Miro and Hobbs, and then the elite, Young Bucks, FTR Bullet Club match. But this was unbelievable. I thought this was fucking fantastic. After this, we had the tag team match of Katsuyori Shibata, the Ring of Honor Peer Champion, and the New Japan Strong Openweight Champion, Eddie Kingston, versus the Ring of Honor World Champion, Claudio Castagnoli, and Wheeler Yuta of the Blackpool Combat Club. This was very, very good. I really, really enjoyed this match. I love the mat-based wrestling and the grappling of Yuta and Shibata to open up. And I love the mind games. As soon as Eddie Kingston tagged, then Claudio would tag out, and it would just piss fucking Kingston
off. Kingston doing a tribute to Terry Funk with Claudio Sucks Eggs.
Yeah, that's like
that sure needs to be fucking released.
Well, it will. It definitely will.
Come on.
Anyway, yeah. So this was just a very, very solid tag team match. Great stuff here from all guys. I loved when Claudio Castagnoli and Shibata got in the ring together, because that's something I never thought I would see. Shibata and Claudio in there is just fucking crazy to me. Who would have ever thought? But yeah, I love the interactions between Kingston and Claudio. There was a great spot where Shibata, and it actually was the finish, where Shibata had Yuta in a rear naked choke. Shibata was outside the ring. He had him in the choke. Fucking Claudio was about to hit Kingston with the Ricola bomb. He got out of it. He hit him with the Hurricane. And before Kingston could do anything else, Claudio has been winning like this on Ring of Honor, so I wasn't shocked by this finish at all. But he hits him with a fucking completely gigantic European uppercut. Just knocks Kingston the fuck out and pins Kingston for the victory. Again, Claudio beats Kingston, and it came from a shocking finish. And I thought this was real good. And this just still drives home the fact that Claudio always really beats Kingston. Kingston really hasn't gotten his one up on Claudio, and he's definitely going to
Chris Statlander is up now.
Okay. He's definitely going to challenge Claudio for this title, and this isn't an issue that has going to be resolved anytime soon.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just like I don't pay attention. I just see who goes up.
So Callis tweets out about the shirt. It only costs $110 plus tax and shipping, but Callis goes, all proceeds goes to buy Kota Ibushi a new support animal now that Kenny is broken.
What the fuck?
Christian Cage says he has re-signed with AEW. He re-signed a new contract. That's another thing that might get Edge there.
Hey Tom, yeah, it's been a wild time in AEW. We're gonna talk more about that on Wednesday. We're just covering up All Out right now. There's gonna be like legit, like there's gonna be no other news to cover on Wednesday. We're just gonna do straight up the Punk timeline. That. Well, the Punk timeline.
Because there was news that broke tonight. And I guarantee you, if Punk puts out a statement,
God,
which is expected, yeah, we'll get to that. Anyway,
well, that news correlates to the Punk timeline, to be honest.
Oh yeah, but next up we have the match I was most excited for, and something that I really, really enjoyed. It was the grudge match between Konosuke Takeshita versus Kenny Omega, and what people may not know is that this actually is their third match together. They had 2 matches in DDT back when, before Kenny was in New Japan, and when Takeshita was like 17, 18 years old. I mean, Takeshita's first match was against Sami Zayn, El Generico. They mentioned that on commentary tonight. I mean, he does a lot of his movies. He does the Haluva kick and the Blue Thunder Bomb. But anyway... Takeshita came out. He looked like fucking Yoda Tsuji with the red hood. Anyway, then Omega came out. They did the whole spiel on his entrance, and I loved his gear. His gear was a callback to his DDT days, pre-New Japan. Well, not pre-New Japan. He did it in New Japan, but before he joined the Bullet Club, Kenny basically exclusively wore green and yellow tights. That's back when he was fucking using the Hadouken as his finish. That was like early Golden Lovers days too, as well. So it was a really cool callback to DDT. I really liked his gear. But yeah, this match got off hot, really hot, quickly. The first, I maybe like the fucking 5th move of the match, Takeshita just dropped Omega right on his fucking neck, and I fucking audibly yelped. I fucking screamed. I was like, oh my god. Listen, there's no secret that Kenny Omega is my favorite fucking wrestler.
Yeah.
Pretty much of all time. So every time I see him taking these goddamn fucking neck bumps, I get scared. And put on the Ospreay match, but at least that was the finish. But this guy's I mean, he's hanging. I knew this was gonna happen. He's fucking hanging around Ibushi too much. This is fucking Ibushi. This is the Ibushi trademark.
Ibushi took the fucking back bump of the tax.
If a fucking apple fell on Ibushi at the grocery store, he'd take a fucking neck bump. I mean, that's really just what he does. I'll never forget. I'm sitting there at Madison Square Garden for the Ring of Honor New Japan show back in fucking 2017. I'm watching Naito versus Ibushi just do moves and just land on their neck. I'm like, what the fuck are they doing? Naito and Ibushi is the scariest matches you'll ever watch. Just them just trying to land each other on their necks. It's disgusting. But it happened with Kenny here. I got scared. He was fine. But yeah, Callis was on the outside the entire match. He wasn't on commentary. He was pacing around outside, giving advice to Takeshita. But yeah, there was a great spot where Kenny did the "You Can't Escape" on the outside, but he was a little shaken up. He was a little dazed, but he still hit it off the guardrail. Great spot by it's one of my favorite moves in wrestling. Is the Takeshita line where Takeshita is running a fucking mile a minute, bounced it off the ropes, and then as soon as he hits the rope, he just jumps and he fucking glides. And he hits that diving clothesline with the Takeshita line. It's a beautiful move.
Yeah.
And the height he gets on there, it's just, I mean, it's no lie that he was a decathlete. This guy's a fucking 10-sport athlete.
Oh yeah.
he's a physical freak. So I mean, that spot was incredible. There was a Terminator dive from Kenny later on. There was a great spot where Kenny kept hitting snapdragons. He teased a one winged angel off the top, but ended up getting reversed into a fucking gigantic top rope blue thunder bomb. There was a sequence where Omega.
The neck bump from that is just wild.
Yeah, there was a sequence from Omega and Takeshita where they both did a tit for tat where they were both flipped out of a German suplex attempt. Where Takeshita went for a knee, then Kenny went for a flying arms. They were cracking the shit out of each other with these fucking forearms. They were cracking each other. They were fucking sparing no expense here. There was a great segment. There was a great sequence with that, but then it ended with Takeshita hitting Kenny and turning Omega inside out
with a vicious knee.
Yeah, there was a great knee strike moment, and it came down to a spot where they were both down, but Callis stepped going kudo aside to Takeshita, and he's basically told him go get the screw. I'm gonna go get the screwdriver to distract the referee. But Callis goes to stab Omega. He misses. He stabs the apron, and the screwdriver is jammed in the apron, and Takeshita is about to get hit with a V trigger. He gets hit with it twice, but as he's down there, he gets a hold of the fucking the screwdriver
for the one winged. And then...
Yeah, Kenny brings him up for the one winged angel. He has it. Paul Turner, the referee, sees it. Which Paul Turner is the best referee. He always pulls this shit off. He gets these things off him.
It's him and Bryce. Him and Bryce always catch it.
Well, Bryce is a little shaky. Bryce a little shaky.
Depending on who it is.
Yeah, these guys, this fucking MJF. I think he's biased against MJF. But yeah, he rips the screwdriver away from Takeshita. Takeshita rolls Kenny up, and then hits a wheelbarrow German suplex to Omega in a great spot. He hit this fucking flush. I'm like, because I always get scared on that move that they're gonna have bad whiplash or something, but he ended up hitting him with it. The finish came from Kenny. He hit Kenny with one power drive knee with the earlier in the match with the knee strike, the power drive knee. Kenny kicks out. He hit him again with the power drive knee. He kicks out, but then John Callis is screaming at him. He pulls the knee pad down, hits him with a third power drive knee with an exposed knee, and that's finally what it took to take Kenny down. This match was fucking excellent. Excellent match. And what I saw here is that they were even how good this match was, they were holding a lot of shit back. This is not the last time these two are gonna wrestle. And what I see here is basically a trilogy or another set of a series of matches between these two, because these two are gonna have another match and it's gonna be even better. This match was so good, but you got to realize this was just the appetizer.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, very, very excellent here. After the match, Takeshita and Don Callis was fucking celebrating like he fucking just won the Super Bowl. Tony Khan confirms that New Japan will be sending over stars for the Wrestle Dream show, and he hopes to have Jade Cargill back soon. Okay, and then after this, there was an announcement from Nigel McGuinness that said Hangman Page will be donating his charity money that he won to the Chicago public schools. So
good on them.
Yeah, so nothing wrong with that. But after this, we had the 8-man tag match between Bullet Club Gold, FTR, and the Young Bucks. And let me tell you something right now. This fucking Bullet Club Gold, bro. Holy shit. This fucking Bullet Club Gold entrance was maybe the best entrance, maybe the second best entrance of the year.
Mm-hmm.
Omega Sephiroth is still the best. But this
Guns UBS.
Yeah, this was like this is like the best regular entrance of just any team ever right now. I mean, it was the Guns, then they added Juice, and this is the first time they did it with Jay. Now all they need is Cardblade. But anyway, this was fantastic. Just the way the smoke and the light hit them, like Austin Gunn was like hidden until they looped around him. It was crazy how the smoke worked in their favor. But this entrance was incredible. And let me tell you something about this Bullet Club. The Bullet Club hasn't been this crazy, hasn't been this great in a while. And I'm not even just talking about these guys. I'm talking about even in New Japan. Even though a lot of people are still questioning David Finlay and his leadership, I think what he's done with the Bullet Club, even though all the members are kind of cooler than him, right now, basically on just the War Dog side, like because in New Japan, the Bullet Club War Dogs is the top merch seller. They're fucking great right now. Like
Oh yeah.
Drilla Maloney, Gabe Kidd, Alex Coughlin, Clark Connors, and David Finlay. They've been fucking great on New Japan. So the Bullet Club is great, and I can't wait till they eventually, maybe at Wrestle Dream, when the War Dogs and Bullet Club Gold
Oh my
eventually
god.
eventually collide, because Bullet Club Gold only needs one more member to get a 5-on-5 there. I don't know who that would be, if they even need one, but they would only need one more guy just to get a 5-on-5 for that. And I would really really much like to see that, because David Finlay has said anybody who's not here is a cosplayer. And he's the one who kicked Jay out. But anyway, after this, we had the Young Bucks entrance, which was
Brian Danielson taking the stand.
oh, that's all great. I always love his scrums. Is this guy fucking serious?
What?
Fucking Christian. He's like, we're gonna call it the TNT World Championship now.
The real TNT title.
Chris Statlander said she would welcome a challenge of Mercedes Moné for the TBS Championship. That'd be great. Also,
Ooh, I need to hear this.
no, it was some bullshit. None. There was nothing. AEW fucking retweet. AEW just posted a JonTron gift. That's fucking based. Shit. But anyway, we had fucking what's it called? We had the Young Bucks come out, which this reaction I was very very excited to see, and they knew it. They didn't play into it. They didn't do any of this shit. They didn't do the fucking GTS or anything to mock Punk or anything like that. But they had the crowd eating out of the palm of their fucking hand. It was nuts.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, basically they traded with Punk his reactions. So basically, they got the reaction that Punk usually gets, the split down the middle crowd, and obviously this is going to be different. When they're
Depending
not
on the
in Chicago.
states.
Yeah, but this one obviously right here, obviously it's in Chicago. They had half the crowd booing him, half the crowd cheering him. But during the match, there was loud chants of Young Bucks. There was a loud chants of
Crimey River.
Young Buck. Yeah, there was loud chants of Young Bucks. There was the craziest thing to me was there was CM Punk chants that were starting that were being shut down by the crowd in Chicago. I never expected something like that.
Because they now realize Punk is a piece of shit.
Yeah, and that's how you know how bad it's got.
You got the meat hoppers who are still gargling his shit, and then you got the people who are like, oh.
Yeah, and it was a bunch of signs anti-Punk, but that's the thing too.
Also, well, yeah, we'll talk about it on Wednesday.
To get your home state to turn on you like that, that's crazy.
To be honest, I think once people saw the other news that broke during the night,
well, like, I don't know if the crowd saw that. I doubt
that happened. That happened a little bit before the. You'd be surprised. Some people do like tune out during certain matches that they don't care about.
I get that, but I mean, I doubt like a whole crowd would be corresponding.
Because also some people do have Sean Ross Sapp as like a priority notification.
Yeah, I know that, but I doubt fucking the whole crowd would know that.
You'd be surprised, but you'd be surprised.
I highly doubt it. But I will say that they already know enough. That's
True.
the thing. That wouldn't have changed anything. But anyway, after that, FTR comes out. I mean, obviously they're very well liked here, but The match started with Juice and Dax
Also,
Harwood.
Bucks were wearing the Brawl Out gear, by the way.
Really
That was the Brawl Out gear.
nice. Brian Danielson's Ricky Starks carried him through the strap match tonight. What a fucking legend. Always putting people over. See, that's how you're supposed to act at a media scrum. But anyway, yeah, this I'm not gonna call spot for spot here, but there was great moments where every time the Bucks got in, the crowd was fucking
booing, cheering.
It was insane. Matt or Nick, anytime they would do any type of offense, and they were on the side for a long time, and they knew because they had to pick their spots, not tire the crowd out by fucking going at them for the whole time. But I love the way Juice and Jay and Colton and Austin worked, and the way I love the way they talk, because that was always Jay's strength in New Japan. Obviously, the crowds there are a lot more quiet than American crowds, but you could always hear them talking shit or just talking during the match, and that's rubbed off on Juice, Jay, and Juice, Austin, and Colton, and just him talking shit during the match, them screaming.
At one point, I heard Jay yell at Cash, "You fuzzy wuzzy bitch," and I'm like, okay.
This is, I mean, that's the fucking Bang Bang Gang for you. But I love how this is just been amazing. This faction so far. But yeah, there was a great spot where all of them were in the corner. They were all doing like the do-si-do spot, but they all got in the corner. There was an excellent. This was maybe one of my favorite spots of the match, where Matt and Cash. Matt went to go kick Austin, but Cash kicked his held his leg, and then Matt and Cash did super kicks to Juice, Austin, Colton, and Jay.
Mm.
And then eventually they all got down. They all were in four corners. They got a great camera shot. Everybody, the whole crowd came up. They did the Power and Glory Powerplex. They had Dax do the suplex. They had Cash do the splash. Matt did the fucking elbow drop, and then Nick did the 450. I thought that was an amazing spot.
It was perfect.
Yeah.
It was like this match in general was a spot fest, but also was perfectly timed, perfectly placed.
Yeah, I love the spot as well where Cash and I think it was Cash and Matt. Actually, no. It was Cash and Nick. I think they both did the Shatter Machine, and then Dax and Matt did the BTE trigger.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was it. I'm like, holy shit, they're gonna get, and it was on. The only reason I thought that was it, but I was like, I didn't want it to be because it was on Jay. Jay should not be pinned if they are losing. But Jay ended up pushing Nick out to the ring. Cash got taken out. Colton's in the ring. Jay, as they're getting all the rest of the guys outside of the ring, Jay hits a Blade Runner onto Cash Wheeler.
Colton gets the pin.
He tells Colton to pin him. Then they count 1, 2. Nick's about to make the save, and then they hit 3. Nick wasn't there in time. And the Bang Bang Gang, the Bullet Club Gold, take the victory, and Cash Wheeler was pinned. So it looks like Bullet Club Gold is going to be getting an AEW title shot soon. Most likely going to be the Guns, since Colton pinned him. But it was because of Jay White. He hit the Blade Runner. So basically, both teams could get I think both teams have a claim to get that. I think maybe they'll do Guns and FTR, and then Young Bucks, Jay and Juice, which holy shit. So I'm very much down for that. But after they had fucking Cash and Dax and the Young Bucks arguing with each other, Nick was saying, "I'm sorry, I was late." But yeah, the Bullet Club Gold, they were they're fucking just screaming into the mic. They announced 2 things for Dynamite. Adam Page, Hangman will be talking. We'll be hear from him, and we're gonna have Aussie Open versus Sammy Guevara and Chris Jericho, which was basically built up on Rampage. So that'll be good. But it's time.
I'm hoping this builds to Sammy and Ospreay at our thrash.
Maybe. I think before that you'll probably get them and FTR if they come away from the Young Bucks, if they're done. But yeah.
Well, no, because the week following, there's 2 weeks after that. No, yeah, I think that they would save Ospreay for like a bigger show like that. To be honest, that's just me though. But yeah, guys, it's time for the main event. It is Jon Moxley.
Well, when's Arthur Ashe? The 20th?
20th.
Osprey's gonna be in Newcastle, England for Impact on the 27th. That's a week after. So he would have time.
Yeah, it's
And
possible.
he's not advertised for any of the New Japan tours. So he could. Um
And he's gonna be at the Impact taping in 5 days.
yeah, I mean,
For the 9th. But
anyway.
yeah, so it's time for the main event. We have Jon Moxley taking on Orange Cassidy for the international title.
First off, I love the entrances. I love Claudio, Danielson, and Yuta walking Mox to the ring. Fucking Danielson's got a fucking bandage around his head. I love that
He
because
still has it on.
and this was reported during the night that Danielson is going to be probably going to take Punk's spot as the top guy on Collision.
Well, I hope he makes appearances on Dynamite.
Obviously he probably will, but he's going to be the main guy on Collision. I mean, it's not like he's not going to be on Dynamite, but he's going to be on Collision. Like obviously, like most of the Collision guys are going to be on Grand Slam. That's a Dynamite. But yeah, fucking. So it's nice to see him with them because it's obviously like, oh my god, he's doing babyface shit, so he must be out of the club. He's not. So yeah, they walked Mox out. They only walked him out to the tunnel. Then Orange came out with it from the back, just like Moxley, with Statlander, Chuck, and Trent. They didn't come out, but they had us. And let me tell you something before we even get into this match. Just the fact that if you told anybody a couple years ago that Orange Cassidy would be main eventing one of their pay-per-views, they probably would have laughed in your face. But he deserves it. After this run he had, it was completely warranted, and it was the right decision. It was the right main event, and I'm very happy that this happened for him. And it was the best fitting spot. But they made this, and it's a credit to his this title run because it made it feel like a big deal. I mean, this is like it. I mean, this is like, I mean, back when we were begging for WWE to take the Intercontinental and U.S. Championships seriously, they could, when they can, they can main event shows. Look at Walter. Look at what Gunther, what he's doing right now.
Yeah.
That belt can main event the show, and this one can too, and as it did here.
Sidebar, I found it'll be in the description on the YouTube page. If you want your own Blackpool Combat Club bomber jacket, I found a website that makes them, and I'm pretty sure it's the site where they got it from.
Well, I was actually looking into something else. I was actually trying to look for the Death Jitsu sweatshirt, which I actually did find. But also
yours is probably cheaper than mine. Mine's $130.
Just a quick note from the scrum here. Brian Danielson says the Blackpool Combat Club step up in real life and in storyline. That goes with creative, doing a match, anything like that. Brian Danielson is asked about stepping up and filling a void. CM Punk will leave in Collision. He says he believes in stepping up when he needs to. Also puts Mox over for the same. Brian says TK knows him and Mox will do anything for him. So that's also. I mean, listen, awesome. Mox is the MVP of AEW. Mox.
Yeah.
If shit goes awry, call Mox. That's really it.
But you know, Mox still hasn't gotten his fucking vacation. He still hasn't gotten his fucking time off.
Yeah, well, but anyway, early on to the match starts. Early on, Orange is already busted open, real bad.
Yeah, we also the under over didn't happen.
Yeah, but yeah, he was busted real bad, real bad. But yeah, anyway, he gets Orange up on the announce table and starts drilling his elbows and his fists, and he starts biting him. And Orange has a crimson mask very early into this match. And Mox is standing. He really takes him to task for him. Mox was just really on him for most of the beginning of the match. There was a great spot where Mox had Kingston. Mox had Orange on the top, and Orange ended up doing his back rake. His back rake to Mox. And the funny thing about this was that Mox was actually wrestling a lot more like Orange than Orange, and Orange was kind of wrestling more like Mox in like the early parts of the match, which was pretty cool. But there ended up being a spot where on the outside, Mox ripped up the padding of the floor and exposed the concrete.
Oh.
Where Orange Cassidy, he was gonna give a pile driver to Orange Cassidy onto the concrete, but Orange reversed it and gave him the beach break.
The sound this made.
Yeah, this sounded like it fucking sucked to take. There was also there was a great spot where Mox tried to get Orange into the bulldog choke. Orange was fighting out of it. He got out of it, but Mox immediately put him in the Juji Katami. Orange was trying to fight out. He did end up fighting out. He got his knees. He got his legs on the ropes. Then there was a great spot. This might have been one of my favorite spots of the match, where Orange put his hands in his pockets. The first time he did it the entire match, he starts doing the lazy kicks. But as he's doing them, they keep getting more aggressive and aggressive, and he's fucking laying his shit in. He's like and this was amazing. He just started laying these fucking lazy kicks in. He started kicking the shit out of him. Then Moxley hits him with a giant King Kong lariat. Orange gets up. The whole entire crowd comes up. He hits him again with the King Kong lariat. He gets up again, and then he hits him again with the King Kong lariat. And then Orange went down. Fucking after that, there was this spot I really enjoyed. He kept hitting him with the orange punch. Moxley tried to counter it, but as Mox tried to counter it, he slipped off, and he ran the ropes, and he gave Mox a spear, which I don't. It could be a coincidence, but that read to me is that everyone has been comparing this run to Roman Reigns, and obviously Moxley and Roman Reigns have history together.
Also, Mox hit a fucking RKO out of nowhere.
Well, he's been doing the cutter like in every match. He's been doing the cutter for I know,
years. But just like with the spear in this one, it was like, oh, okay, it's Mox's demons.
Been doing that cutter. He's been doing that cutter for months, but the spear here. The spear here was definitely on purpose, because I don't think I've ever seen Orange Cassidy hit a spear.
Yeah, no, he has never hit a spear.
But that was a great spot. But later on into the match, Moxley hits a paradigm shift. I don't know if he hit the paradigm shift.
I think it was a Death Rider.
No, yeah, he hit a Death Rider. Moxley kicked out. Orange kicks out. But Mox is like fucking crazy, and then as Mox he's standing in the corner, Orange has his last stand. He gets up. He flips off John Moxley, and John Moxley proceeds to deliver the greatest Death Rider I think he's ever hit. He picks him up. He stalls him in the air for about 2 seconds. He drops him right on his fucking head. As soon as I saw him, like, this is fit. And Moxley defeats Orange Cassidy, ending the 326-day reign and the 32 long defense reign of Orange Cassidy to win the international championship. Obviously, I said earlier that maybe somebody who else needed it more, but you can never go wrong with John Moxley. And John Moxley is one of the biggest international wrestlers they have. They have an international show coming up. This guy could take it anywhere. And I'll tell you right now, there's no bone in my body that's going to complain about them putting a fucking title on John Moxley in the main event of a pay-per-view. After the match, the entire Blackpool Combat Club came out to pick up Mox. He did the same thing that he did with Yuta after Yuta's initiation match, after that great match him and Mox had on Rampage. The best Rampage match, in my opinion, where Mox was like, holy shit, what the fuck was that? Like, he didn't even know what the fuck he was in the ring with. But as he got out, they left the ring for Orange Cassidy to get a standing ovation, to get basically an ode to Orange, and just basically give Orange Cassidy his flowers. And if I'm Orange Cassidy, I'm taking at least a couple weeks off. But yeah, that was All Out 2023, an excellent show, and with excellent matches, and just this might be the show of the year for me, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. Well, Wrestle Dream's going to be an early show. Oh, wait, that's tickets on sale. Okay, I thought
Tony Khan says Final Countdown was a 2 pay-per-view deal and hopes can be extended.
Rat bastard, you can afford it now.
He probably got it for All In, but then Danielson broke his arm.
True. Very true. I just remembered, so I won't be able to do a pre and post show for Wrestle Dream. I have other obligations that day.
Okay.
So That's gonna suck. Realizing that now.
Me and Mike, I guess.
Yep, that's you and Mike. I'll send my predictions, but because I have something I have to do for that day.
But anyway, yeah, that was all out.
Yeah, that was all out. Fuck it. I think for the pay-per-views, give it to the entire fucking roster that was there tonight.
Yeah, we were just say that for Wednesday.
Yeah, like they showed up tonight. Everyone fucking made sure that they know that a cancer has been lifted from this roster. So, guys, we appreciate you for watching. I need to go to bed. I have work in like a few hours, so I need to get some sleep. So yeah, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you Wednesday for like a 3-hour long show because we have a lot to talk about. Goodbye.
Later.